Let's roll. We got Paul in the live chat first, second, and third. How does somebody take all of the podium steps? We got Paul first. Then he came back in. He's second. He said, let's go, fam. Happy Wednesday. Can't wait to see what Austria brings. Yo, that is true. Austria, I think, I'm hoping. I don't really, I'm not going to have any type of predictions on it, but I am hoping that Austria brings us a pretty good competitive Grand Prix, a pretty good Formula One weekend. And as a matter of fact, that should be a standard. Also, don't forget the premiere of the Formula One movie evidently went well. To what degree is the Formula One movie actually good? Don't know, but we will see. I hope to see it soon. What's going on? Oscar's second in the live chat. So we do have a traditional, authentic Formula One weekend with 3 FP sessions, a qualifying session, and then the race. So that always is good, especially for the rookies that are on the grid trying to get their bearings this season. Colapinto still out there trying to do something with the time he has. But somebody who has done probably the least amount that we thought they would have done with the time they have available to them is Lando Norris. Lando Norris is the same guy that told Lewis Hamilton, you had a fast car. It's my time pretty much to have my fast car, and he should be able to win. A fast car is all you need. And I think right now Lando Norris is eating his words in regards to that statement or phrase about. And he's showing that you need more than just a fast car to win. You need to be able to complement that fast car to win on track. And this weekend at Canada, what's going on, Miss Dino? What's up, Oscar? What's up, Paul? If you were on the fence about Lando Norris and his ability to become a world champion, his ability to be the true number one driver right now at McLaren while Oscar Piastri is on the other side of the garage, his ability to improve his racecraft, then you probably may have started falling on the side of, I don't believe. You may be starting to think that you don't believe. Let's just take a look. Let's just take a look at this video real quick, because I'm a little in the area of what the hell exactly were you thinking and what were you trying to do here? Because it just seemed pretty stupid to me. So as it sits right here, we got Lando coming up behind, clearly DRS range, clearly in the slip, in a position where one would probably think at least going into the turn, he should probably be ahead. But we also saw Oscar deploy wheel-to-wheel race strategy against Lando when Lando passed to go up and under. And Oscar, I think right now, is proving to have the better driving ability and talent, even in his short amount of time with McLaren, while Lando Norris has had his. So let's take a look at this. Clearly not into the wall of the champion. He's going to get the slip. He's got the bow. Both of them have DRS, but of course, Lando has the upside. Now, before you even touch Oscar Piastri, I'm trying to figure out, what were you thinking? What in your mind, what was the plan here, Lando? What was the plan when you did this? Clearly, Oscar had already shown you several times he was not going to drastically change his racing line. What's going on, Darth? He wasn't going to overreact to your attacks. He was just going to respond with a very legitimate and effective response, a defense and back on the offensive. With the offensive, then back on the defense. But I'm trying to figure out what Lando thought and what was he thinking was going to happen with this move, because it just seemed ill-advised. It seemed not thought out. It seemed like a panic move. It seemed like a lot of us think Lando's under pressure and he doesn't survive well under pressure. So we see clearly right here, you can already see there is not going to be enough track on the left side of Oscar Piastri, especially with that grass in play. I'm still wondering, why are you committing to getting on that side of Oscar with these situations, with this arrangement in the way it is? I'm still trying to wonder what made you think that this was going to be a good idea. You still choose to commit there. There's not enough space there. So either you were wanting seniority treatment. You thought Oscar might say, you know what, I'm just going to let him by. No, Oscar's not you. What's going on, Mary Beanie? What's up, 083? What's up, Darth? Oscar's not you. If that was Max attacking you and Oscar was you in that point of time, yeah, you're probably moving over because that's what you do for Max Verstappen. You move over. You give way. You open up the door. You're a doorman for Max. Here it is. You're completely out of control, bro. This has got to be a stupid thing that Lando Norris did, besides, I believe, in Sochi, where he decided that he was going to hydroplane his way to a race win. I was wondering what you were thinking then, too. You just thought you were going to motorboat your way to a race win. That was stupid. This is stupid. I don't know what the hell you were thinking, but evidently it wasn't a good thought. And you lost it. And then on top of that, you literally almost risk terminating both cars in this race. And you're supposed to be the number one driver. This is what I'm supposed to believe. That you're supposed to be the number one driver. I don't know. I don't know if you realize this or not, but Lando, Oscar Piastri does not embody himself as a number two driver. Oscar Piastri right now leads in the Drivers' Championship. Oscar Piastri heard all that Lando era shit, and now he has clearly stated by action that is questionable. That might not age well. And here it is. We're watching Lando Norris do something that was a completely idiotic move. Why would you do this? Why would you do this, bro? I'm lost when I watch this back to back. I am literally lost on what the hell was he thinking? What the hell was he thinking? I mean, what could you have expected here? Besides for Oscar to bend the knee, or you to miraculously have a go-go gadget, Inspector Gadget, Knight Rider kit car that was going to develop some type of articulating suspension where the wheels were going to ride on the wall and you were just going to drive by Oscar Piastri in animated movie fashion, and all of a sudden everybody was going to be like, wow, what the hell was that? There's nothing else legitimate to consider about you pulling off this idiotic move. You almost ruined Oscar's race. You did ruin your race. And like we know you to be, you crept the door open for Max Verstappen in the points. Yeah, Lando, you're not the guy. You're not the number one driver at McLaren. You might be on paper. Nobody's looking at you. No, I don't want to say nobody, because some people still are looking at Lando like this. Some people set a certain time and date on when they would maybe start questioning Lando about this. But as it sits for me, you are not the number one guy. You're not. Now you put yourself in a position of being almost, what? 19 points out from Max. Is that about what you're going to be? Let's see what you're going to be. Probably like 20 something points. Let's pull it up here. Let's pull it up. All right. Max Verstappen 176. Yes. 21 points. You're 21. You put Max 21 points out from second place. As far as Oscar Piastri, he's 22 points. So there's like a 20, there's like, well, not Oscar Piastri. You're 22 points from Oscar Piastri. Max Verstappen is actually 43 points from Oscar Piastri. Yo, I've sat on this for a minute just trying to figure out, like, let me watch this video and just see what was he thinking? What was going on? Like, maybe there was a legitimate move to be had there, but no. And Red Bull is still out of the Constructors' Championship. I don't think they're coming back from that. I don't think Red Bull's coming back for the Constructors' Championship right now. 162 points. They're 212 points off. I don't think that's happening. I think that's dead. Red Bull is dead to me, in my opinion, when it comes to the Constructors' Championship. And that is just the way I'm going to see it. The next team that could catch him is Williams. And I'm not putting that out of the boat as of yet, because Williams, although having some pretty bad weekends, both drivers being able to kind of contribute to points, I wonder, slowly but gradually, will they get there? Mary Beanie in the super chat says, spoiled little rich kid, he expects McLaren to put him first because daddy put in $45 million, and McLaren need to get behind Pia. Norris don't cut it. I fully agree. And I said this, there was going to come a time I was unsure of what driver it may be because of the talk and the verbiage that Zach Brown was using coming into the season. I knew who I preferred to be the driver that McLaren would support. I also understood the debates and some of the information people brought up about Lando's pace and qualifying, but that's not the case anymore. Those debates, those pieces of evidence that you would offer up to clearly say Lando's the guy because of this, they are slowly, if not at all, dwindling away. Dwindling away. Oscar Piastri has shown he's more poised, he's more controlled, he's more effective, he can be more vicious, he can be more solid, he can be more calm. He's not doing all this mental fluctuation, yo-yo crap, oh, I'm here, I'm there. Oh, Lando's doing all that. He's not going to bend the knee to Max or anybody else. The move that he pulled around to get around Lewis Hamilton was absolutely dog. That was dog vicious. He took a risk, he controlled the risk, and it paid off. He did what he had to do to get where he needed to get. Oscar's going to race any and everybody the same way. I want to win. Oscar's going to race you like he wants to win. Lando's going to race you depending on who you are. If you're Lewis Hamilton, we're both from the UK, you're the GOAT, I'm trying to be better than you, I'm going to race you hard and say stupid shit to you in the cool down room. If you're Max Verstappen, okay, Max, what do you want to do? I don't really want to ruin our relationship. I don't want you to take your necklace back. I still want to fly with you on a private plane. Okay, what's going to keep me straight with there? Lando, you cannot be a champion to me in that way. In my opinion, okay? Can he be a champion if a certain number of things lined up and yeah, he can, but Lando Norris does not embody what we think. And I will say this, I do know this. Some champions, all champions have that dog to them. Well, some champions have that dog to them. Most champions have that dog to them. There's a quality that we all look for, and I don't think we're seeing that quality in Lando. And right now, the quality of his ability on track is even starting to be questioned. It's starting to be questioned. This right here, big shout out to Mary Beanie sending a Wolfpack membership gift out to somebody. Paul in the super chat says, another purchase seat, smash the like, y'all. Oscar got ice in his veins. No emotions, just serious. And yo, that is for real. Did you see Oscar Piastri's face when Lando came up trying to apologize? It was like, bro, okay, got you. Appreciate you. On to the next. Yo, Oscar's the real deal. He's the real deal. I don't know how far he's going to go in Formula One, but I hope to see him go far. 083 in the super chat said Oscar is outperforming Lando at every turn. And Oscar, he is proving that he's the better driver. And now you see the pressure that Lando is under. And he's cracking under pressure. Lando is cracking under pressure. That's what that move says. That move that he tried tells me he's desperate. He's desperate to prove himself. He's desperate to mentally improve himself. He's desperate to try to stand up to Oscar like, I'm the big bro, you the little bro. He's desperate to do something. That was a move that looked of desperation. It reeked of desperation. Nothing about the move that Lando pulled this past weekend, when you watch it over and over again, you gradually, if you're not there, you gradually get to the point where you're just saying to yourself, that was dumb. You get there. Just watch it 5 times. If you don't think it was dumb and the last time you watched it was this past weekend during the race and maybe a replay, I want you to watch that video back to back 5 times. And if you don't finally arrive at saying that was dumb, I don't really know what to tell you. Because if you keep watching it now and you just stand here and watch it, you just wonder, what the fuck was that? That right there is the moment where you get to, what the F was that? Lando is, I don't know what he will be in the next few weeks. Don't know what he'll be next season. People can change. Rarely do they change to the magnitude to where they just completely go so far away from what they are that it's just, you can't even find or see what they used to be. I'm getting more and more confident that Oscar Piastri, with a shorter time in McLaren, a shorter Formula One career, will outperform Lando this season and may get a driver's championship before Lando may never get a driver championship. And if that does happen, the way Lando has expressed himself and the way Lando is mentally, emotionally with himself, I don't know where the hell he's gonna be then. I don't know. I don't know what Lando's going to do. I don't know what Lando's going to say. I don't know if he's going to even be the same driver if that happens. Paul in the super chat, Oscar has something you can't teach or learn. It's so special and impressive. He does, man. You have to be born. You have to be born with what Oscar has. And then being born with it is not even just enough. You have to have an environment that cultivates and helps you grow that. But you have to have it. Lando has never had it. Never had it. It's been a question that has always been projected and always been seen in spectators, crowds, comments, any of that. I know it's a lot of people that came into this season saying Lando's still that guy. He can do it. He's going to make it happen. Oscar, he's just young. He's probably going to be on a slump. Yeah, you can't be legitimately saying that anymore. You just can't be. You just can't be. And I'm not even condemning Lando's full season this season. I'm just saying right now, and what we've seen thus far tells us, and it should tell Lando, I ain't that guy. It should tell Zach Brown, we got to get behind Oscar. It should tell Stella, we got to get behind Oscar. And if they don't do that, that's crazy. That is crazy. 083 say, Jay, remembering what Lando did to Danny Rick, and now the tables have turned. The chickens have come home. For sure. For sure. Indeed, 083. Indeed, brother. So, yeah, people, I am interested, like Paul said in the super chat. I want to see what happens this weekend. And like I said, I'm not condemning the entire season for Lando. I'm not saying that he can't turn this around. If he gets better pace, and he could put himself in a position to where he doesn't have to face these type of challenges and problems with Oscar or Max, yeah, I'm pretty sure he could have a pretty good time. But I have no confidence if Lando Norris is at a race start, whether he's in pole position or second place, if Max Verstappen is in one of those spots, I don't trust Lando. I do not trust Lando to have the balls and the audacity and the strength to go in and out of turns with Max Verstappen and battle Max. I don't trust Lando. I don't trust Lando when it comes to when the pressure and the lights get the brightest. I don't give a damn if the race is at night. I don't trust Lando to stand up on business and be strong and have the mental fortitude to push forward. I don't trust Lando. There's a lot I don't trust with Lando right now, and it's only because Lando has shown me that I should not trust him in these situations. Oscar Piastri, I do. Name one time. Can y'all name one time in a race where you heard Oscar Piastri sound frantic over the radio? I can't think of a moment right now. I'm not saying one doesn't exist, but I would also say they might be so far and few between that you can't even yourself come up with one. I can't think of a time, even in a situation where it was a collision or somebody ran him off the road, I still can't think of Oscar's voice being or sounding frantic. He had a situation with Max Verstappen, and I remember what he said, championship driving, that one, just as calm as that. Just as calm as that, he said that. Oscar got ice in his veins. He doesn't panic. And if the brother does panic, he doesn't show it and he doesn't react to it. It does not present itself. It doesn't manifest itself in a physical situation. People panic like Lando and it manifests itself physically. That's the problem where Lando is. Mary Beanie in the super chat says, whenever Max is behind Lando, he cracks. Facts like an egg. Cracks like an egg. He can't deal with it. He cannot deal with it. And that's who he's going to have to deal with. Max Verstappen is still in the fold. Max Verstappen is still near. He's still there. He's still in one of the fastest competitive cars on the grid. You're going to have to deal with him. You're going to have to negotiate with him. George Russell showed you this weekend, he about that business when it comes to Max. Now, George Russell can be a bit dramatic. True. He gets sporadic and gets all erratic on the radio. True. But what George Russell does that Lando doesn't do is stand up to Max with his chest out. That's what he does do. So even somebody who we think is dramatic, even somebody who thinks it's raining in his helmet while he's just sweating, even somebody who turns over and tries to be at the FIA steward, red flag, red flag, red, do all of that. Even with George Russell doing all of that and having all the funny memes, you can't say that you don't trust George Russell to stand up to Max Verstappen and any other driver that he's going to have to competitively race against. You can't tell me that with a straight face. If you can, you need to go play poker. You need to be a defense attorney. Because you can lie about all the dirty work that your client has and the bodies they got buried and still with a straight face in front of the judge and 12 other jurors say they didn't do it. Oscar is the future of McLaren, newly established. Right now, Oscar is showing his ability to grow beyond what Lando has shown he can in order to lead this team to not only constructor championships if they have the right driver pairing, but driver championships to match that. You got to consider the historical revelation that might be coming up. Oscar Piastri able to pair driver's championship with a constructor's championship. That's heavy. That's heavy. That is real talk. And then you're talking about, is it possible, depending on McLaren's development and what they can make happen coming up in the new era regulations, are we talking about a repeat? Are we talking about Oscar Piastri being able to repeat a championship level performance and get a driver's championship? Are we talking about that? Is that something that may be possible to happen? Just saying. They already constructor champions, already 2024. Leading 2025. They just need a driver's championship to pair with that. It'll be phenomenal for them. It will be absolutely phenomenal for them. And I think I want to say the last time they had a driver that, let's not even say, let's just look it up. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it is, but I want to be sure that I'll be right when I say this. It is indeed Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is the last driver at McLaren to win a driver's championship. 2008. In 2008, McLaren did not win the Constructors' Championship. Before 2024, McLaren had not won a Constructors' Championship since 1998. And even then, that was going to be with Mika Häkkinen as a driver champion. So 1998 is the last time that McLaren paired a driver's championship with a constructor's championship. And right now, they have the possibilities to do it again. Right here in 2025, they have the ability to do it. 27 years, coming up on almost 3 decades. It will almost, in 3 years' time, it's almost 30 years since McLaren paired a driver and constructors championship together, and Oscar Piastri is on the cusp of doing so. McLaren, all you have to do is make the right decisions to keep him ahead in points, and he's got this in the bag for the rest of the season. So long as he continues to perform like he is, drive like he's been doing, you develop the car in a competitive manner where updates turn into upgrades, and you finally get off your ass, stop trying to be soft about the situation, and make it very clear and cut. Lando, Oscar is where we're putting our focus. You will get the updates, but you will not get the team order calls over Oscar Piastri, given the situation is so. We're pushing this because this is the front runner right now. He's the one in the bag. So yeah, team orders when they come across, unless otherwise actually mandated, actually the situation you have put us where it does not make complete sense for us to do anything, Oscar's getting those calls. And you're going to do what you need to do to help the team and keep getting these points, because right now, this season in 2025, we're going to pair a Constructors' Championship with a Drivers' Championship. And unfortunately for you, Oscar Piastri is the guy. Oscar Piastri is the guy all day long. Because when you got a so-called number one driver doing this type of crap, I mean, Lando is too seasoned for this. This right here tells you Lando's cracking under pressure. He made a stupid error because he is losing grips. He's losing grips. And right now he's desperate to prove himself, and he's desperate to try to put himself back in a winning situation so mentally he can recharge himself. And if you have to mentally recharge yourself with that, if you can't mentally recharge yourself where you are, you got a problem. That means you're always carrot in front of face. I got to have a carrot in front of my face to feel like I can just keep moving forward. That's the difference between Lando and Oscar. Oscar don't need the carrot in front of his face. It's right here mentally in his mind. He can rebuild himself. He can reform himself. He can rejuvenate his mental capacity, his fortitude. Lando, that brother got to sit. He got to need a big football-sized solar panel set on the sun and just hope it can do it. Right there, I think that's what he was trying to do. If I can make this move, if I can put this pressure, if I can just get in front of him and take this race, mentally, I can breathe again. Brother, you about to suffocate. You're about to suffocate, Lando. You better find another way to breathe underwater. You better go watch the Abyss movie and get that liquid pink fluid and start learning how to breathe fluid. You better somehow call up one of the X-Men and see if they can find a way to mutate you to get gills and your lungs can process oxygen out of water. You better find some way yourself to rejuvenate yourself mentally, your fortitude, and your competitiveness, bro, because pulling off shenanigan moves like that is just going to hurt you and hurt the team. So that is what it is. It is what it is. And Zach Brown, you better understand what it is. Oscar Piastri is your guy. He's your guy. Get behind him. With that being said, Wolfpack out. Peace and love to you all. Thanks for pulling up for the live. We're going to be live again this week. And I'm thinking we'll have Wolves Den this coming up weekend, all right? But, hey, we got more to talk about. You know, all types of shenanigans going to come out this weekend when we lead in this one. Need to see if we can watch this movie as soon as it comes out. And I want to hear what you all think about it. I'm going to tell you what I think about it for certain. So y'all be safe, drink water, be healthy. Peace.